I'm staring at my husband, his new girlfriend by his side. My world is shattering. Will I lose myself completely? The memories of that fateful day still linger, like the faint scent of smoke on my skin. I recall the way the sunlight danced through the window, casting a warm glow on the small cafe where we first met. My husband, with his charming smile and piercing blue eyes, sat across from me, sipping on a latte. I was immediately drawn to his confidence, his sense of self-assurance that seemed to radiate from every pore. As we talked, I couldn't help but notice the way he spoke about his past relationships, about the women he had loved and lost. He spoke of them with a sense of detachment, as if they were mere chapters in a book he had long since closed. I was both fascinated and intimidated by his candor, his willingness to bare his soul to a complete stranger. It was then that he told me, with a matter-of-fact tone, that he was polyamorous. I remember feeling a mix of emotions: shock, curiosity, and a hint of fear. But as I looked into his eyes, I saw something there that put me at ease. It was a sense of acceptance, of self-awareness, that I found both captivating and reassuring. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, our relationship blossomed. We talked about everything and nothing, our conversations flowing like a gentle stream. I found myself falling deeply in love with him, with his quirks and his flaws, with his unwavering commitment to his values. But as the months passed, I began to notice a change within myself. I felt a growing sense of unease, a nagging feeling that something was off. It started with small things: the way he would glance at his phone, the way he would excuse himself to take a call. At first, I brushed it off as mere paranoia, but as the days turned into weeks, the feeling only intensified. One day, I confronted him about my concerns. He listened attentively, his eyes locked on mine, and told me that he was in love with me. He promised to choose me over polyamory, to leave his past relationships behind and focus solely on us. I remember feeling a wave of relief wash over me, a sense of gratitude that he had chosen me above all else. But as I look back, I realized that I was naive. I was blinded by my love for him, by my desire to be with him. I agreed to give him another chance, to work through our issues and build a life together. And so, we started anew, our relationship a fresh canvas waiting to be painted. Or so I thought. In reality, I was walking into a minefield, unaware of the landmines that lay hidden beneath the surface. I was about to embark on a journey that would test my sanity, my identity, and my very sense of self. Little did I know that the man I loved, the man I had chosen above all else, was about to shatter my world into a million pieces. Pause once, I stared blankly at the wall, my mind numb from the memories that haunted me. The graying woman in the mirror stared back, a stranger's eyes gazing at me with a mixture of sadness and desperation. How did I end up here? I thought back to the day he introduced his first girlfriend, the day my world shattered into a million pieces. It felt like a lifetime ago, yet the pain still lingered, a constant ache that refused to subside. I remembered the way my heart sank when he walked through the door with her by his side, the way my soul felt like it was leaving my body. Watching from the sidelines as I went through the motions of pretending to be okay, I recall the conversations we had, the ones where he promised to always tell me the truth, where he swore to never get a new girlfriend behind my back. But the truth was, he was already lying to me, and I was too blind to see it. The group chat with his girlfriends was a constant reminder of his infidelity. I would scroll through the messages, my heart heavy with the knowledge that he was spending time with them, laughing and joking with them, while I was left to pick up the pieces of our shattered relationship. I tried to put my name in the planning, to be involved in the dates and activities, but it felt forced, like I was trying to fit into a role that no longer suited me. He would say I was tired and busy, that he should feel happy to have options. But the truth was, he was tired of me, tired of our relationship, tired of the commitment we had made to each other. And I was left to pick up the pieces, to wonder if I was losing my grip on reality. Was I really that tired and busy, or was I just trying to escape the pain of our crumbling relationship? I thought back to the day he told me he wanted to be polyamorous again. I remembered the way my heart sank, the way I felt like I was losing myself in the process. I refused, but he said it was already decided, that I could leave if I wanted. I was trapped, caught in a web of his making with no way out. The memories swirled around me, a never-ending cycle of pain and heartache. I felt like I was drowning, suffocating under the weight of our failed relationship. And yet, I couldn't help but wonder, was it really over? Was it really the end of us, or was there still a glimmer of hope, a chance for us to rebuild and start anew? I looked at the mirror, at the woman staring back at me. She was a stranger, a reflection of the person I used to be. But I knew that I was still here, still fighting, still holding on to the hope that one day, things would get better. That one day, I would find my way back to myself, back to the woman I used to be before the pain and heartache took over. I took a deep breath, the memories still swirling around me. But I knew that I had to keep moving forward, to keep pushing through the pain and heartache, because in the end, it was the only way to find myself, to find my way back to the woman I used to be. Pause 1, as I stood there, frozen in time, I couldn't help but think about the conversation I had with my husband just a few days ago. He had tried to reassure me that I was the priority, that I was the one he loved most, but I knew better. I knew that he was just saying what I wanted to hear, what I needed to hear to keep me from leaving. But it was too late for that. The damage had been done, and I was left to pick up the pieces of my shattered world. I thought about the way he had introduced his second girlfriend, the way he had just casually mentioned it like it was no big deal. Like I was just another one of his friends, not his wife. And then there was the way he had tried to reassure me, to tell me that I was the one he loved most. But I knew that he was just trying to keep me from leaving, from walking away from the life we had built together. As I stood there, lost in thought, I felt a sense of numbness wash over me. It was like I was in a state of shock, unable to process the pain and heartache that was tearing me apart. I felt like I was drowning in a sea of emotions, unable to find a lifeline to cling to. But then, something inside of me shifted. I felt a spark of anger ignite within me, a flame that had been burning low for so long. I thought about all the times I had tried to talk to him about our relationship, about the way he was treating me. I thought about all the times I had tried to bring up the subject of his infidelity, only to be met with silence or dismissal. And in that moment, I knew that I had had enough. I knew that I couldn't keep living like this, pretending that everything was okay when it wasn't. I knew that I had to take a stand, to fight for what I wanted, for what I deserved. I took a deep breath, and with a newfound sense of determination, I began to make a plan. I would start by talking to him, by having an honest conversation about our relationship. I would tell him how I felt, how I had been feeling for so long. I would tell him that I couldn't keep living like this, that I needed more from him. And if he couldn't give it to me, then I would have to walk away. The thought of leaving him was terrifying, but it was also liberating. It was like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders, a weight that I had been carrying for far too long. I felt a sense of freedom, a sense of possibility that I hadn't felt in years. As I stood there, feeling the weight of my decision, I knew that I was ready to take back control of my life. I was ready to fight for what I wanted, to fight for myself. And with that thought, I took a step forward into the unknown, ready to face whatever came next.
Hello, I'm Dr. Julian Reed, and what we just witnessed is a classic case of emotional manipulation, specifically gaslighting. The narrative has been skillfully crafted to conceal the true nature of the relationship, and it's only now, in hindsight, that the signs are becoming clear. As a clinical psychologist, I've seen this pattern before. The charming smile, the piercing blue eyes, the confidence that seems to radiate from every pore, these are all classic traits of a narcissistic personality. And the way he spoke about his past relationships, with a sense of detachment, is a red flag. It's a sign of a lack of emotional intimacy and a tendency to objectify others. The fact that he initially presented himself as polyamorous, only to later claim that he was in love with the narrator, is a classic example of gaslighting. He's manipulating her perceptions, making her question her own sanity and her feelings. And when she confronts him about her concerns, he listens attentively, making her feel heard and validated, only to later reveal that he's not committed to changing his behavior. The narrator's growing sense of unease, her feeling of being in a minefield, is a sign of the emotional abuse she's experiencing. She's being manipulated, controlled, and gaslighted, and it's only now that she's starting to realize the truth. As we continue to explore this narrative, I want to validate the narrator's feelings. It's okay to feel scared, to feel confused, and to feel like you're losing your sense of self. These are all normal reactions to emotional abuse, and I want to assure you that you're not alone. There are people who care about you, who want to help you, and who want to support you through this difficult time. Now, let's take a closer look at the manipulation. What do you think is the underlying motivation behind the narrator's husband's behavior? Is it a desire for control, a need for validation, or something else entirely?